Okay, so good evening, everyone. Tonight we will look at this topic, AI-driven decision making in international management. Okay, yeah. So first we look at the AI-driven decision making and also understanding the global business environment. We want to explore the political and legal system, and of course, the technology advancement nowadays, right? So we will go into very detail on that, and also we will discuss about the case study, and we will look at the two aspects. One is from the company going to China, and at the same time, company from China went overseas. Okay, so it's very important for decision making in international management. In fact, this is a critical, very crucial factor for to be success and sustainability for all the global corporation. Okay, sometimes we call MNC, the multinational organization. We will explore the challenge they face from the leaders, manager, directors, and also we look at the different factor influencing the globalization. We look at the cultural dynamic. Cultural differences is always a very, very big challenge. Organizational factors, also we look at the environmental factor also. So let's look at the AI-driven decision making. We need technology now, especially AI, the enhancement of decision-making process. Actually, AI tools like the predictive analytics and the machine learning algorithm, okay, help us a lot. We can analyze the a huge or big data from multiple source. Sometimes we want to have full picture, right? We need to look at the one single source. We want to look at the multiple source. We will explore the insights into business trend and also customer behavior. Identify opportunity and risk in the international markets, very important. Forecast demand for the product and services is a key factor also. We hope that we can able to well plan, right, especially for our inventory and production. AI forecast demand in specific countries. Okay, so by feeding the AI a lot of information, in fact, we can forecast the demand. The risk management assistance identify potential geopolitical and economy disruptions. Also, I think the ethic is very important, right? So we want to look at the ethical and practical concern. AI algorithm can be neutral, right, and not biased. So look at the enhancing decision-making process, right? So what kind of process we can explore? The AI tools improve decision-making in a global context because the data for our AI tools, right, actually we collect from all over the world. So it can help us to look at the global aspect. Manager can account for diverse market and look at different government regulation. The cultural are very essential, especially considering in decision making. AI power tools, what kind of tools we can use for our international management? Predictive analysis provide very, very useful insight. Also, the machine learning algorithm analyze a huge data. And finally, we are able to obtain good insight from various sources. So AI application in market analysis. We hope that we can analyze the market trend and customer behavior. Yes, the AI can explore market trend across different regions. It can help us to identify opportunity. At the same time, we can also find out the potential risks in the international market. Predictive analysis for the demand forecast. They forecast demand for the product and services in particular country because we can able to collect the local data. At the same time, we can look at the specific country, the data also. We can help us to optimize the inventory and production process. We can identify the potential geopolitical and economic disruption, and we can help us to mitigate our risk also. So that is what AI can help us. So if you look at the ethical and practical concern, yes, is basically, yes, we agree that AI is based on the AI algorithm. Sometimes we say that it's a bit biased in the AI algorithm. So this is why it makes a big difference between good AI tools and or normal AI tools, right? Uh, so when you train the data, we need to be very, very clear about we are fitting the right data to the AI system, right? So of course, sometimes we worry that the AI may make a wrong decision and it will cause a big, big damage to a company, right? So we need to understand. Yes, AI algorithm sometimes is biased also. Also, the AI lack of transparency is very difficult to understand how AI make a decision. Recently, there's a new AI tools, right? I think we all know them. It's a DeepSeek. So DeepSeek R1 actually can show you how they think, what is thinking process. That process is better, so that we are able to understand a bit more how AI make decision. And of course, we also understand that potentially we may undermine trust in AI technology. So this is the ethical and practical concern we need to look at before we apply AI in our international management. So here is some of the factors we need to understand. Understanding the global business environment, we look at the exchange rate, the frustration among the different countries, it make a big difference. In fact, frustration of the exchange, it will affect the profitability. We look at the different interest rate, inflation, economic growth, the market size, regulatory environment, the economic stability, the trade agreement and tariffs, the labor cost, of course, end of the day, the technology readiness. So first, we look at the exchange rate. Exchange rate frustrated, we all know that, right? It's very important. When we move our business in a global area or move to the world, we need to take note of the different exchange. So if a frustration, sometimes it can affect the profitability of our overseas operation. Yes, we understand the strong currency is useful. If your country, the currency is very strong, you have advantage. Why? Because it make export more expensive. Right? Disadvantage, sorry. Okay. Strong currency, it will make your export expensive and less competitive. That is not a good news. Okay. Of course, good news is when you import the goods, right? Because of currency, the cost is lower. But in terms of business, sometimes we are a bit worried that if a country currency is very high. So weaker economies, in fact, it's not bad because it can boost the export competitiveness, right? Yeah. So for example, like China, right? We know that the currency have been going down, so actually it can boost the China export competitiveness. But however, it will increase the cost of importing raw materials and components, okay, if the currency is weak. Sometimes manager want to do a hedging so that it can balance the outcome. So yes, we know that sometimes the manager need to hedge against unfavorable exchange rate movement so that we can buy the counterpart of the currency so that if a currency, our local currency go down, then we can able to benefit from the overseas currency, right? That is called hedging, and sometimes it will help to protect the profit. So how about interest rate? Yes, interest rate actually depends on the lot of factors. But many countries, interest rate is set by the national central bank. And from that, they were able to decide whether they want to increase the interest rate, right? Higher interest rate increase the borrowing cost for the company because we need to pay more interest, right? Higher interest. It may limit the business growth, but lower interest rate actually encouraging borrowing and sometimes company borrowing money for expansion. Also, you can able to lead to the increased inflation, right? Because if the interest rate is low and the people may borrow money and for spending, right? And also they may not want to put money into the bank so that they were encouraging spending. When more people spend, and it will cause inflation, right? Inflation may be harmful. So they basically is a cycle. This is why we call strategic decision. We need to make a good decision and whether financing and investing need for the account for the interest rate. So that is where the interest rate is very dynamic. So how about inflation? Yes, inflation rates vary by country and country, right? So different countries experience different inflation rates. Yes, the inflation rate actually impact the purchasing power and customer spending. High interest rate, it will lead to higher price, right? High inflation, it will lead to the higher price because a lot of people fighting for the goods, right? The price will go up. Goods and services become very expensive. So production also, it will put potential reduction in the demand if the salary do not keep up to the pace, right? So the goods is getting more expensive, but the worker, the salary did not increase. So in this case, the affordability will go lower. So what kind of consideration for the international manager? They must monitor inflation trend. That is where, as a good entrepreneurs, they need to forecast the interest, especially when they go into overseas market. And you may need to set a price and set the wages, the salary, so that, according to different market. Whether economic growth or the downtrend, right? Okay, yeah. In fact, you will look at the GDP. The GDP growth rate indicate overall economic health. In the country, sometimes certain business, certain industry are doing very well, but some industry are doing badly, right? So overall, we want to look at the country overall economic health, and then we're using the GDP. So high rates suggest opportunity for expansion. So it means that the country, every year the country is measured by the growth rate. So if your GDP growing, it means that you are making good money, right? And then it's good for expansion. Consumer and business behavior, more likely it will spend and invest with the higher growth. Okay, so that is the growing GPT rate. Market entry expansion, a manager need to assess trend very, very closely. So what is the market size and customer spending? It's very important for us to understand the market size and consumer spending. It's very important for our product planning. It will influence the marketing strategy, right? We all know that, right? If a product or service is not popular, and we should not spend too much money in the marketing, right? But if the product services got high potential, of course, we want to improve the marketing budget. So that is where is the strategy change also from time to time. The opportunity, okay, yeah. So opportunity in a new market or potential market, right? So it attractive for new product and services when the market size is big, right? And then also have higher consumer spending. Of course, large population, like in China, Indonesia, right, has higher spending power because more people, bigger population, right? So, of course, sometimes we need to think about the customer spending, adapting to the local preferences. We cannot sell the same product from one country to the other country. Different country may have different preference. So manager must tailor offers, consider the local customer habit, right? So this is all consideration we need to make. The regulatory environment, right? So business regulatory environment, it definitely affect the operation decision. Also, it will affect our investment. And end of the day, it will impact the profitability. So what kind of regulation for the country? Before we go in, we need to look at the tax policy, the labor laws, import and export regulation, because certain, for example, many countries now, right, they have an import duty and tariffs. So it's become very expensive to import certain product, right? The same thing, right? Certain country may have restriction not to allow certain product to be export. So that is what we call import-export regulation. And as a when we understand that the government is really look into environmental factor, so there's also have a lot of environmental rule also. So we need to make sure that before we expand to other country, it's essential for successful operation. We need to make sure that we comply to the regulatory, either from government or the trade union. Of course, we hope that by a careful study about the environment, we can help to avoid legal issue. So how about economy stability, right? Economic stability, yes, of course, it influence business confidence and investment decision. Sometimes it encourages investment and it will lead to a more predictable business environment. Okay, places like Singapore, we need to make sure that the environment is stable, right? Because and very predictable, right? So that is reason that the certain changes to be think carefully before implement. Political stability, it will influence the business confidence and investment decision. Um, yes, more stable political environment, it will help encourage investment and lead to more predictable business environments. So, but in instability risks, so if a country have a lot of uncertainty, right? So yes, then in this case, one of the worry that we have is the currency devaluation. Okay, we will make quite good money from that country, but because of currency devaluation, right? So when we send back the money to our local country, the currency devaluation is why we earn less. And also we know that asset, right? Okay, of course, asset, we want to protect our asset investment, right? But sometimes if the political situation unstable and then it will affect our investment, our asset ownership. Then in this case, it will badly affect our business condition. Yes, there's a trade agreements and tariffs, right? So there's an official agreement and international trade agreement. It can open to opportunity for foreign markets. That's why different countries they have signed a agreement, a treaty, right? And it can also restrict access to certain market, right? So it's always a bad and good and bad. So tariffs is where you need to pay when you import the certain goods, right? Quota, there's a limited amount of good you can import to one particular country or export to from one country. So all this will be a trade barrier, right? Yeah. So all this will increase the cost for company. It's very important for managers. You must stay informed about trade policy, right? So as entrepreneurs, we need to keep up to date about the new policy implemented internationally. It's essential for exploring international trade legally and effectively. Labor, we understand, right? We hope that we have a very strong, effective, productive workforce. But we need to look at the cost, the labor cost. Labor costs vary significantly between countries. Different countries have different level of labor, right? Of course, if a country the cost is very high, labor cost very high, but if you say the staff, the labor is not productive, then in this case you will have less investment from overseas country. So low labor costs may suggest potential saving. We all know that, but productivity is the main key thing. So productivity levels, right? Productivity level are crucial to maintain quality. So we don't really look at the labor cost, the salary, right? The wages. We also look at the productivity levels. So that's why the skill is important because we all know that skill of the workforce impact efficiency. So end of the day, it will impact our decision on the production location. A company consider labor cost and productivity when choose the production location. We all understand about advancement of technology nowadays, right? Especially the AI. So it's very important for technological infrastructure. It means that how much resource the country have invest. So yes, because it will affect the business operation and competition, including access to digital technology and telecommunication, right? So I think this is a very important, the infrastructure. The other one is the innovation capability. For most company that they hope that the team they have flexibility of advanced business practice, right? And the country must have very user-friendly environment in terms of the innovation and creativity, right? Because the more creative, the more innovative the workforce can be, it will also improve the profitability of a company. Right? This is why it's very important to to offer a digital services or AI infrastructure nowadays. So Yes, the international manager, they can do assessment. This kind of assessment is will evaluate the market's technological readiness. Is very crucial for strategic planning and implementation. The political legal system, a political system, it will look at the democracy. That can be defined by the power from citizens, stable legal environment. The other is an autocracy. That is called we call power centralized and potential instability, right? Of course, we need to look at the different configuration, different environment in different countries. Communism is state control, limited free market opportunity, right? And sometimes we have mixed economy. So they have element of market and they have a common economy, right? So they look at the situation case by case basis. In the world, there's a different type of law, right? Legal system, common law, based on the previous situation, previous case, right? So that is what we call detailed case law. Um, the other is civil law, very comprehensive written rules, a predictable legal process. Even you are not very familiar, you are new to the country, but to study the civil law, then in this case you will understand, okay, majority of the concept, okay, approach from the legal standpoint. Of course, in South Asia, we need to understand that there's the religion law, right? It will influence by religion, um, um, party, right? And then definitely government, and it will impact the business practice. Sometimes we may have a hybrid system, combination of multiple legal systems. So it's very important for us to study, understand before we venture into that country. Uh, of course, as a significant for the international manager, we need to make sure that we have a risk management and assess the political risk. So this is why when the country is not stable, and many entrepreneurs actually have either exit the country or they will hold back the plan to expand to that country. So, political system, as I mentioned, right? So you have a democratic environment. So we can see that the power is from citizen, exercised through elected representative, right? And also the stable legal environment, transparent, and also have a lower risk of arbitrary decision. Autocracy, right? Then the power concentrate in a single ruler and some elite, not accountable to the public, and also potential instability and very difficult to predict. Then we have a communism and also mixed economy. All these things is for us to look in. Okay, yeah. So under the democratic environment, the power source from citizen is exercised through the representative, right? And for the business in the democratic country, then we feel that is have a better legal environment, transparent in the regulation and lower risk. Okay, but of course, nowadays also a lot challenge, even a democratic countries, right? Yeah. So autocracy is a concentration of political power, the power held by a single ruler and the elite, lack of accountability to the public, right? So we mentioned just now, the business risk is potential instability in the more political environment, also unpredictable, right? Communism is very interesting, right? So we see that China have improved a lot, and there's a lot of argument between which system is better, right? Yeah, but overall, the government is a major decision making, right? So they oversee all major economic activities, and business face high level of regulation. Yes, the traditionally there's a limited free market opportunity, restrict private enterprise and minimum competition, right? But we see that country like China actually is slowly open up, and more market are being opened. Okay, so a very interesting development. Then some country is had applied the mixed economy. So mixed economy is basically is a combination of market and demand command economy. Certain market is open, certain market is not open, right? It's controlled by government. So that will be a different degree of the intervention, also impact the business operation, right? So the market entry also designed by the government. They have different type of government control. So we mentioned about the common law, right? So just a summarize. So common law system based on the precedents and found in country like US, UK, right? And business benefit from the business law, and there's a lot of extensive description. Civil law is based on the comprehensive set of written agreement and code found in countries like France, Germany, right? Law are clear, precise, and make legal process predictable. For the religion law country is heavily will influenced by the region doctrines and found in a country like Saudi Arabia and Iran, and of course sometimes they also practice the legal, right? So okay, yeah. So I think we have mentioned that. Okay, just want to mention a bit more about the religion law. So its influence of the system, for example, like Saudi Arabia and Iran. So legal is all they must follow certain religion law and regulation, right? Yes. So when you operate business, you must make sure that you comply with the law. Otherwise, it will have bad influence and will get impact to your business practice. And also the religion law apply, there's a certain area affected by the religion law, the finance, right? Yeah. So even you borrow money from the bank, right? Then there's a certain regulation. The employment, how you hire people, right? Also the contract, right? So all this area we need to look into it. So many countries actually benefit by applying the multiple legal system. Of course, sometimes complication, right? It's complicated legal proceeding and business operation because we don't know in what situation, what kind of law system that they are using, right? So in terms of the international management, it makes us a bit more difficult. For example, in India, right? So there's a combination of common law, civil law, and religion law also. So sometimes it can be big, very cause a lot of confusion for entrepreneurs. Okay. Yeah. So yes, it's significant for international managers. Um, this is the four area that we need to be take note on that. The risk management, assessing and management risk, for example, like political instability, nationalization. When you say nationalization, it means that certain pieces suddenly government say, hey, we want to take back. That, for example, transportation, right? You see that sometimes it swing. Government privatize the transportation, but after that, they find that, oh, they want to take back, right? So that's called nationalization. And also corruption. Because nationalization coming, your asset will become a government asset, right? So you may lose all your investment. Of course, corruption. The regulatory compliance, ensure comply with the local law and regulation, just how we mentioned, right? And then is otherwise you will have a legal penalty, fine, and also it will affect your reputation. Strategic business decision making. So making informed decision about the market entry, expansion, and operation strategy. This is very important. We need to select the right type of entity to establish. There's a different format that you can form of the entity of the companies. Understanding the tax implication. Even when we start have discussion, have negotiation and contract drafting with the customer, right, or supplier, we need to understand because the contract may be different. The nature of the contract may be very different country. It will badly affect the negotiation and disputes resolution, right? So you have disputes when you expand to overseas market, right? So whether you are the law you apply in the local country or overseas country. So all these things we need to take note on that. So understand to help you to minimize the risk, understand the political instability, also look at the different risks. Okay, and there's a certain corruption that sometimes we can use it, okay, to understand, and also we can implement the risk management practice also. Right? Yeah. So just now we mentioned about the law, right? So understand the law requirement and stick to the regulation. Okay, don't deviate from that. Avoid the legal penalties and so that you can avoid fine and sanction, right? And also minimize the risk. Protecting the reputation, you can maintain the public trust, right? Because the branding is very important. When you expand the business overseas, then you have certain problem with your big company, it will badly affect your brand. And then you spend a lot, you need to spend a lot of money, resources to rebuild your brand. Okay, so that is a difficult part. Right, yeah. So strategy, decision making. So informed market entry decision, understand the political and legal is very important. Also, we can help to minimize the risk. Uh, when you have an expansion strategy, we need to look at the legal framework so that it can support our growth, and also understand the local regulation is important also. We call operational strategy, select right type of entity to enter, and understand the tax implication. Right. Yeah. So just now we mentioned about the negotiation and contract enforcement. It's very important because it will affect the way we bargain, right? So it influence the negotiation strategy. Also, it will affect the disputes when dispute coming, right? We hope that we are able to have smooth dispute resolution process. A different country have different way of enforcement, and we need to understand the differences. Okay, and it's very important because it will impact our business and make sure that we are able to minimize the risk. There's a lot of area of technology advancement today. We all know that, right? So of course, traditional will be information technology, the internet, AI, ML, machine learning, blockchain, Internet of Things, the biological or genomics, renewable energy, 3D printing. All these are the advanced technology we need to take note on that. Of course, all of them, most of them have a positive impact our business. It lead to operational efficiency and also market expansion also. Okay, yeah. So this all the area that we mentioned just now, right? Yeah. So, but of course, if we talk about IT, where you expand, we need to look at the telecommunication factor because different country have different infrastructure, right? I think it's very important. Also, the data analysis. The internet is important because internet infrastructure will help us to transform in marketing, sales, customer services. The e-commerce. Okay, so we can make use of e-commerce to buying and selling, and it's very convenient for customer. We could access also. We hope that we are able to leverage the online advertisement, right? It will target and reach a certain audience. The social media, mobile, they are all the internet and digital media benefit. The blockchain is a very up and coming technology. It's originated in digital currency, right? I think we all know that Bitcoin is the first technology using the blockchain. And after that, it will expand into many areas. It will have the supply chain management. Many supply chain management now is built on the top of blockchain. And sometimes voting system also using blockchain. Also, sometimes also to prevent the unauthorized changes of the record, right? So we can log into the blockchain. So in this case, you can avoid the fraud prevention. There's a couple of key feature. We always mention about decentralization. Instead of having one person maintain everything, right? So now you have a distributed record across the blockchain, and you will even lead to the decentralized company management decision. So immutability and also transparency. So they are the key feature for that. IoT, the full name is called Internet of Things. It's the interconnection of everyday device. The devices communicate via internet. It enables data send and receive. It's changing the whole entire industry now. So industry have implemented a lot of smart devices. So it's what we call smart factory. Healthcare also involve smart medical devices. Even for our home, right? The home automation, we can use it to control and improve the efficiency as well. Okay, so also the technology advancement, right? Yeah. So we have biological, and this we can using the different processes. For example, solar and biomolecular process. We can develop a new technology, able to improve the health and also environment, right? Yeah. Of course, by manipulating the organism uh, genomes, and we can able to help us to have a personalized medicine to target certain disease, right? So that will lead to the genetic engineering. So this area is one of the fast growing area. Of course, today most of the country also look into the renewable energy technology. It's very important. This important, is crucial for sustainability, right? We want to have sustainable economic growth, right? It will affect the global challenge, for example, like climate changes. It will help in managing resources because we all know that, right? Today, resources is really rare. There's a huge shortage of the resources. We want to improve it. The solar power is one of the very significant technologies. It will increasing efficiency and affordability. It's make solar panel more accessible. The wind energy, right? Yeah. So wind energy is a one of the based on a certain location, right? Like UK. In fact, the wind energy is one of the biggest investment and research area. And we hope that we're able to improve the energy output and reliability also, right? Of course, there's a lot of new renewable energy coming up. The 3D printer have been used in many industry, right? So sometimes we call is additive manufacturing. I apply in different industry also, especially the manufacturing. You can able to help us to do a rapid prototyping instead of building a product, right? You can using 3D printer to print out the prototype so that you can able to discuss with customer to confirm the final specification, and you can help to produce complex design. A 3D printer also widely used in healthcare environment, right? Yeah, and of course construction. Why? Because construction we can able to reduce the waste, and we don't need to waste the resources in building unused thing, right? So the moment you build, and straight away you can able to use in the production. Yeah, so there's a few areas that we have impact when we expand our business overseas, right? So this is the operational efficiency. So how can we improve our operation process? We can streamline the operation, and by streamline the operation, we can reduce the cost. Eventually, it will improve the productivity through the automation and robotic. The business expansion, right, and innovation, customer interaction, and of course, risk management and regulatory compliance. Okay, let's look at that one by one. So operational efficiency. Operational efficiency, we can streamline the process. There's a lot of new technology we can use to enhance the operational processes. And by automating the process, the automation and a robot, okay, become a very important item. The other advantage is to reduce the cost. Technology advancement can help us to lower the operation cost, especially deploy robot in the workplace, right? But I don't think that it can completely replace the human. Efficiency improvement lead to the cost saving, productivity improvement, right? Automation increase the manufacturing speed. We all know that. Also can reduce the error. Right? So once you find the process have error, you modify the process and reprogram the robot, right? Or for example, you have a new procedure for the staff. Then in this case, you can reduce the error. So market expansion, market reach, global market reach. Technology facilities facilitate access to international market. The e-commerce, for example, right, and able to help us to enable global sales. So we can able to set up an e-commerce platform for our company, right? We can able to enable to sales to everyone in the world. the digital marketing, effective online marketing strategy is very important. And also we can able to target, diversify audience worldwide, right? So in fact, nowadays is very good news. Every company, when you start, actually you can go international, you can globalize your business straight away. So, and you can able to produce the product and services customization, right? You can adapting over to meet various market needs. And personalization is based on the customer preference. So everyone nowadays talk about innovation. Why we need innovation? Because it can embrace the technology. The business adopt new technology, find innovative way to operate. It can lead to develop of new product. Of course, we understand that, right? If you don't improve, people will disrupt you. So innovation also frequently disrupt the existing market. New technology can disrupt traditional market structure. Also, of course, it can also create new market opportunity, right? So that is what we encourage operations so that our services and product will be keep improving. So yes, we have a lot of technology today, right? AI with the IT system, we can cloud system, we can able to improve the customer interaction and satisfaction. For example, AI chatbot, it provides personalized experience. It can offer accessible support. The customer relation system CRM, it will enhance the customer interaction and improve the service quality. Many mobile app now is applied in the business. It will facilitate the customer engagement so that they can, because everyone have a handphone now, right? Smartphone. So it's very easy to interact with the customer through their handphone, mobile app. And you provide very convenient support. Risk management again, right? In terms of the technology, yes, it will enhance data analysis and forecast, right? Yeah, so it will improve the risk assessment process. So we can able to, through the data analysis, we can help us to forecast potential risks. And with the cybersecurity technology, it will able to protect sensitive information. Also, you can maintain trust. Yes, in terms of the regulatory compliance, many countries they have this data protection law now. So what is this? Business, when they collecting the customer information, right? So they need to ensure compliance with data privacy law. They cannot anyhow just share the information with third party because we entrepreneurs they need to protect sensitive information from the breach also, right? So the customer information, the company trade secret, right? Critical information all must be protected. So there's all under this data protection regulation. Also, when you go to different country, right? So they also have the financial reporting law. So you can automate the financial data collection and reporting, right? Instead of have a big team to handling all the accounting information, then you can able to automate that. So you can ensure the accuracy and transparent in financial statement, right? So when you file a financial report to government, then you need to make sure that the information is correct, accurate, and also clear. The environmental compliance also become a very important part of the impact, right? So monitoring and report environment impact also help to make the company more sustainable, right? And also help the earth also. So here we explore to a few cases, right? The first cases we look at that is a Starbucks. The Starbucks, I think we all know Starbucks, right? So it's an American company and they have expanded in China. So they entered China in 1999, when coffee is not very familiar. Okay, not the Chinese is not really drink coffee, right? So it's in 1999. Of course, today is different. So the Starbucks position as a premium brand offer Western type coffee experience. That's how it started. But as we go on, they localize. So they localize product offering so that they also selling tea, green tea. So it's called green tea flavor coffee, right? So there's kind of an invention. And also, they invest in corporate social responsibility. They do a lot of donation, improving the social aspect. So now China is one of the Starbucks the most successful market outside US. So it's very successful. Another company that I want to share is the Tesla. Tesla manufacturing and sales strategy in China. The Tesla entered China to capitalize on the country, emphasize on renewable energy. So Tesla entered in China in the right time. So they established a wholly owned, 100% owned factory in Shanghai. In order to be accepted in China market, right? So Tesla aligned business strategy with Chinese government policy. And at that time, the China is favoring electrical vehicle, the EVs. So go along the policy, right? And you localize the manufacturing to reduce the cost instead of manufacturing USA and send to China, right? So the China EV, Tesla EV is all manufactured locally. Being manufacturing locally, it reduces the cost and boosts the sales. So the Shanghai is a huge factory. Tesla call it Gigafactory. Serve both local also the global market. Right? This is how why Tesla is very successful. Right? So okay, yeah. So just want to highlight the so after coming back on the okay, maybe we can just fast forward, right? Okay. Now, so here is a some of the outcome we want to highlight. So for the case of Starbucks, right? So the outcome is here, right? So the China is most successful market for startup outside. They have 1,000 over store around the country. So obviously, Starbucks have doing very well. It's very successfully globalized the business in China, especially. So the adoption to local preference, the business model cater for to local taste. And also they have a strong commitment to social responsibility, also help to gain the brand established in China. Right? Yeah. So okay, so here for Tesla, right? Just how we mentioned that is adapt the strategy to favor EV, setting competitive pricing from the manufacturing locally. Right? So locally they sell lower price. Tesla, you sell outside more expensive, right? So that is how they change. They adopt. They have a different pricing strategy, right? Yeah. So they also integrate with Chinese technology services. So they adopt the car software and user interface. Obviously, right? You cannot have the same user interface in China compared with US. In fact, they also working with local AI company, Baidu, right? Baidu also have map, also local applications. So the software, Tesla software, allow the China application to be installed, right? Yeah. So that is the outcome. So at the end, they increase the production capacity. Also, they localize manufacturing strategy, reduce the production cost because they manufacture locally and become very competitive. So at the end, they boost sales, increase the sales in China. At the same time, enhance the Tesla market presence. So conclusion: when Tesla and Starbucks expand business in China, right? So they have very good cultural adaptation. Okay. At the same time, they have localized the customer experience to the Chinese market. Tesla, right? They have both of the country manufacturing before the Tesla. Actually, they must joint venture with China company. So Tesla, they have negotiated unprecedented manufacturing right. So it's the first time they have 100% own, 100% self-owned factory in China. But it align with the China industry policy, right? Yeah. So the key factor is strategy flexibility, local partnership, and align with local and cultural practice is very important. So now we're going to look at the two companies from China, and they have expanded successfully in overseas, right? So Haier is actually found in 1984, okay, in Chengdu. Is a global leader in consumer electronics and home appliance, and they know for innovative product and customer focused approach, right? So this is the higher group overview and the growing innovation. Okay, yeah, in it's a multinational. They know for innovation and customer focus. So what is the expansion strategy for hire? They have localization of the production and management, right? So the moment they want to sell the product to that country, and they set up a local facility, they set up a local factory. That is the first strategy that they do. Why they do that? Because they want to reduce the cost, right? Instead of importing the country, they can, in this case, they can able to reduce the tariffs because it's a locally manufacturing. And at the same time, they can cut costs, right? Instead of shipping from overseas, now they can using a local transportation. Also, since they produce locally, they are able to tailoring product to meet local consumer preference. The key market for hire now, apart from China, right, is US, Europe, and Africa. So for the US market, how they enter US market, they purchase a failing applying manufacturing. Okay, actually it's very smart, right? So this factory manufacturers is not doing well, is closing down, so you just buy. Then in this case, when you do it, then you gain a very strong foothold in American market, and then they leverage their existing production facility. They're not building everything over again, right? So they leverage the existing production facility, and they use the established distribution channel. So in a very short time, higher American manufacturing is growing very fast. And how do they enter Europe? They're using slightly different, right? So they focus on adapting product design. So because Europe is a very mature market, right? So they're focusing on the taste and preference. They make it very nice, right? It's not just pricing, okay? Very arrogant and nice design, good taste. So in this case, it's very different strategy from China. So what's the outcome? Hire successfully grow into different market, and this is what we call successful global strategy. And they also have a very, very strong brand recognition in overseas, right? Finally, I want to share with you Huawei. Huawei technology globalization and challenge, right? Background in Huawei. Okay, Huawei background is the company overview. It's a leading technology and telecommunication equipment provider, right? I think a lot of us heard about Huawei. The headquarters is in Shenzhen. It actually founded in 1987, right? And it expand to serve customer in over 170 countries. Globalization strategy. As a technology company, the Huawei investment in research and development. They put a lot of money, okay, a lot of earning pour back into the research. So the R&D actually drive innovation through aggressive R&D investment. The price is very competitive, so they capture market share by having a very good product but a very competitive price. So the pricing strategy is very aggressive. Customer service and support infrastructure, significant investment in customer services, support, right? And they have partnership, very good partnership and joint venture. So they form partnership with the local companies for market entry and expansion. So what's the challenge? Of course, being the technology company, right? So the cybersecurity allegation, right? Yeah. So for example, I think we all heard about US and other country. they have banned and restrict Huawei devices to be used, right? So and at the same time, they also cause a big stress or bad relationship between China and the West. This is a result. Huawei operations and growth expect in certain area is badly affected, right? So I think that is the typical risk when we expand overseas. So um, adaptation and resilience. So they keep on increasing R&D investment, developing proprietary operating system, right? Harmony, I think that is what they are building now, and they're creating in-house chips instead of rely on the overseas market, right? They have the in-house built chips, and you focus on less political challenge market, right? For example, Africa, right? So when China and America relation is getting worse and worse, but Huawei went to Africa, also expand in the different part of Asia. So that is why sometimes when you go to international globalization, right, you may change your marketing strategy. So as a result, what's the outcome, right? Yes, we know that Huawei facing a big challenge in the global market, right? Yeah, but they are still dominant players despite all the challenge. So the leading position in global telecommunication market. They also, Huawei is still able to venture successfully develop the 5G technologies. There's a lot of innovation and adaptation come out from Huawei. Is able to innovate, adapt into diverse market condition, and eventually they continue to grow. Right? So the continuous growth actually is driven by innovation and market adaptation. So conclusion, the for company to expand, right? So there's a lot of strategy you can consider. You can consider localization strategy, adapting product and services to local markets, right? Understanding and meeting the customer need. That is a very fundamental, but it's very, very important as well, right? Yeah, and of course, we also believe that uh, adaptation to the market challenge, respond to the because economy, political culture will change all the time, right? So we respond to economy, political, cultural differences, and implementing a flexible business strategy is important. The innovation-driven expansion, right? Instead of spending money to expand, is an innovation-driven, right? So keep on investing in the R&D, introducing new technologies. That's what Huawei have done. And the variable lesson in global business management, um, you must have effective management, okay? But you must also have very diversified landscape. Don't focus on one area, right? So you have very broad view, very effective management. Then at the same time, growth strategy for international market, okay? That is important. Have a good paper planning before we start expansion. Okay, yeah. So that is about that's all. Any question? Any question before we go into question and answer, roundtable discussion? So any question? Okay, so okay, okay, yeah. So okay, so now we will look at the very question posted, right? So okay, the first question is how does AI facilitate the adaptation of business strategy to local economy condition, right? So anyone want to share? So tonight we have Waya Puno, right? Hi Puno. We are Anugraph. Hi.
Hi.
Okay. Very good. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Um, okay, we can look at this question. Okay. So this is a open discussion, right? So we have Bruno Vaya here. So let's look at this, right? So earlier we talked about the adaptation of business strategy to local condition, right? But how AI can help us? How AI can help us? Okay, Bruno, you want to try?
Okay, for my own side, I will consider in two things. The first thing is the adaptations, which mean they are going to adapt the different markets or international. The second thing would be international market. So assuming that we are in a like a companies or a startup or even a workers in Hong Kong, and then how am I going to adapt the certain markets like maybe in the Southeast Asia or even a little bit closer like in China, there will be a different languages, different cultural barrier, and as well as the different items that we need to look at. First of all, is the
Mm,
network, right? We are using like our own network, our own Wi-Fi in Hong Kong, but once we go to somewhere else, we need to buy a SIM card to do all those things. So you can consider that is a big barrier or entry barrier that we can use. However, what we can see in here by using AI, of course, is we can already list out all the possibilities that you might face during the process. And then the
mm,
second thing is they will also give you a solutions about how we're going to do that. Just imagine that about first of all about the network. Maybe we still need to go to some kind of like a phone store or even we go to because we are Hong Kong, we know some places like street markets so that we can buy some cars. However, the
mm,
AI can help us, and then the best point and then the major point is actually we can use it as an app. We can download an app and then we can use a eSIM card, something like this, to adapt the market. So the point is the AI facilities will be helping us to do two things. The first thing is they are able to summarize the issues that we might face, the barrier that we might face during we are adapting the international market, maybe in China, maybe in Singapore, maybe in Malaysia. I don't know. That will be some list of the issues. And then the second thing is they will offer you a solutions. And that's
mm,
how we do or how I do it in the market. So let's say that I'm doing marketing in Hong Kong, marketing in Indonesia, marketing in Malaysia, or even in different places. I will ask AI first. I will ask him first as my own advisor so that it will give us some list of all of the solutions and list of all the potential outcomes that we can make during the process or adapting this
mm.
process. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Bruno. Okay. Meanwhile, also, Popo Low, right? Is it Miss Low, right? Can I say Miss Low, Bruno?
I think it's okay.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. So Mr. Lo mentioned quite interesting. Okay, assist analyzing the local market. Okay, so good. Okay, so I just call you Popo, and Popo. Okay, so assist and analyzing the local market data, right? The app data for sales figure, high income growth potential. Yes, okay. I think it's a good point, right? So in fact, anyone want to go to, for example, Hong Kong market, right? So Bruno mentioned, okay, it's also Popo from. So if I ask the AI, actually AI can tell me a lot of things, a lot of research, right? AI can tell me a lot of research, okay, including the income, the potential market, right? Even the if I want to set up a company, right? In fact, AI also can assist me in setting a company in Hong Kong, right? So I mean, this is a one in terms of the company formation, and look at the like the income growth, all these things. Actually, AI can do that, right? Yeah, and of course, the idea. I don't AI can able to at this moment in time, AI cannot tell us exactly the potential, right, of our product, right? But it can tell us a lot of information about the market. So why yeah? If we go to Malaysia, Ryan is from Malaysia. Okay, Ryan run a very successful international college. Also, he run a very interesting crypto asset company called Reflection, right? So, Ryan, if we want to go to Malaysia, right? So is there any chance, do you think AI can help us to start business in Malaysia? Why?
Yes, definitely. Yes, I think AI plays a crucial role here in helping business to adapt to the local strategies, uh, to adapt for them to adapt in this international market. First of all, the most important is a data-driven, data-driven analysis lah. Okay, say with AI definitely help us to analyze at least like data can give a fair overview about the local economic, social, or the market data. It may not be that accurate, but it's quite accurate. I think it's better than many like data analysis that we experienced before. Beside that, also we can use AI for some predictive analysis if that can be. I do not know because I'm not good in this AI analysis yet. Yeah, definitely. Beside uh, all these things, I think the local using AI to know and to foresee the localized consumer, their behavior, personalization, and even though some pricing, if that is possible. Say like for example, a product which is selling here in Malaysia for Coca-Cola selling in Malaysia is about uh, uh, what? How many cent? It's about 2 ringgit and 50 cent, ringgit Malaysia. Maybe selling in Hong Kong is cost about 5 ringgit. This is some of the local consumer price that AI can help us to do some basic analysis. Beside that, also some supply chain information, say that also can help. So these are some of the basic data that I think definitely AI can facilitate and especially us in terms of structure our business strategy from the local economy to international market. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Popo also share, right? So searching for business setting procedure related the regulatory, the party involved, and also make advice regarding the local situation, right? So all these things, actually, AI now is very powerful. In fact, we can able to compare, okay, the environment from country to country by using AI and give us a preliminary research finding, right? So I think that is how the AI can help. Very good. So next question, okay, what are the ethical challenge when we are making AI to make decision, right? Is any ethical challenge something that we may get us into a wrong practice? Right? I think this is a very interesting question, right? Yeah. The ethical challenge when we're using AI to make decision, right? So yes, we understand that AI supposed to be neutral, okay? But with a lot of different tools coming up, right? We understand the AI is based on different algorithm, and the algorithm may give you a certain different restriction. Now, very obviously, for those you are trying to use ChatGPT or DeepSeek, right? Then you realize it certain information, okay, may not be the same. Okay, they may have different thinking of approach. So when we are applying the AI in our decision making, right? We need to make sure that the decision that we got, okay, you must test it properly. Because AI may advise you to do certain thing in certain country, but at the end, if AI did not advise you correctly, or for example, AI did not take care of certain sensitive situation, you may get yourself in trouble. Okay, yeah. So this is why I always share with my friends that when you go to a particular country, for example, China, Saudi Arabia, okay, AI may not be the best tools that you do. You should be there physically to understand more, right? Before just use AI and get into the country, right? Yeah. So I think that is what we mentioned, right? So Vijaya have also very interesting article, the answer for us, right? So let's look at that again in the chat. AI help business adapt the strategy to local economic condition by providing deep insight into marketing trend, yes, customer behavior, right, and the potential risk. Yeah, this is exactly that we have gone through, right? So by analyzing the data, predicting changes, and personalized strategy, to specify AI-enabled company to fine-tune their approach for the pricing. I fully agree. In the old time, we need to spend a lot of resources to test whether our pricing is correct. But now with AI, actually they give us a very, very good analysis, right? Then so we can fine-tune our approach, right? Yeah, of course, then in this case, you're able to help us to move to the global market in a more effective way. Right. Thank you very much. Excellent. Okay. Thank you for the information sharing as well. Okay. Yeah. Bruno, you do you want to share for the ethical issue?
Yeah, for me, I think that is a question that is really good, really good to happen in here because today I've been studying the Azure AI, yeah, watching all the revisions and of course there will be a lot of topic if we talk about AI and one of the topic is really relevant to this question is called responsibilities with AI. And what exactly it means? It means that in the different or area or different elements that or how we use AI. And the reason about this one is, yeah, AI is a tool. Actually, for me, computer is a tool, and there's a lot of things that we can see. Maybe people are using computers for playing games. Some people are using. Sorry, is it?
Mm.
What he want to say. Some people will use this as a hacker to do crime. So the ethical challenge that's within the AI, I will consider in two things. The first thing is the user. How exactly
Mm.
user to do the work? Are you going to use AI to be a hacker? Are you going to be any difference of criminals ideas or about this one. To be honest, even in blockchain, even in all the founders or modern technology, there must be some people who are using it in a very, I would say, it's very disadvantage to everyone.
Mm.
And then the second thing is the data. To be honest, I am quite afraid. To be honest, that is quite afraid because as we all know that, or we have a common first of all, we have a common understanding is how AI can be so powerful right now is based on the data that we feed in. So what kind of data that we feed in and where we actually find those data, that will be create a lot of problems like privacy,
Mm.
like the
Mm.
transparency, and then
Mm.
would that be a bias? So I believe that there will be two cases that for at least for the platform like maybe I'm not talking about only talking about DeepSeek. I'm talking about OpenAI. I'm talking about all the API or even you are using AI or building an API. You need to tell the customer or you need to tell user that your data or the data is legal. Yeah, or your data
Mm.
will be deleted once you think that is not relevant or you want to cancel it out. I'm not saying that while we are talking about AI, we're talking about because I know that there's someone who use AI like to do something. I'm not sure it's okay for us to say that, but yeah, to do uh, all those things, okay, all those things, and then those kind of things maybe not illegal, but that will maybe make you embarrassing. However, if the
Mm.
AI is using your data and then blackmailing you, then
Mm.
there will be another different cases. And the point is, we need to have barrier. We don't first of all we don't share all the things with AI. And the second thing is we need to see that if there's any strategies that we can use or strategies that we can do is while we are putting the data inside the AI. For a
Mm.
responsible entrepreneur, I will tell the user that how we use the data, how we actually use it. Once you find out the data is not due, we will cancel it out. or delete it out, or we just explain why we use those kind of data. So I think that's at least we can do for doing the ethical challenges. Thank you very much.
Okay, good point. Very good point. Yeah. So what Bruno had mentioned bring me a picture, right? So one day, in the business competitive environment, then the competitor badmouth you, write a lot of bad thing about you, and give it to the AI. And AI learn from that, right? So when the customer search about Bruno, they okay, Bruno is like that, but actually it's not true, no? So it's a very reputable person, but because some competitor putting a lot of wrong data to you. So okay, yeah, I think that is a very this is a potential threat to every entrepreneurs in future. Right. Okay. So I want to share with Anugrah. Hey, Anugrah. Anugrah is from Indonesia, right? As many of you. So, the Anugrah, are you able to share with us your view in the ethical issue in AI in Indonesia, right? Because Indonesia, we know that is a religion, is a Muslim country, right? So, of course, Indonesia also have a lot of different religions. So, in terms of AI, do you want to share with us a bit what your view about the AI ethical challenge in AI in Indonesia, Anugrah?
Yes. Hello, Prof. Good evening.
Hi.
Yeah. Okay. The first, I would to say welcome to new student in this intake. Uh, Welcome to STIU. And behalf of STIU, I wish you the best and enjoy learning journey with STIU. Talking about AI, I think in Indonesia, I think this is a big market, right? For AI, especially for local economic or local product. And with AI, we can analyze the consumer data, right? Indeed, personalized customer experience, and then we can optimize marketing campaign, right?
Mm.
Yes, especially for Indonesia, right? Have a big Muslim, right? In the world, I think. Yes. And maybe for local product, we can reach wider uh, with social media, right? We can
Mm.
using social media, right? Maybe for example, Instagram or TikTok to share or to market the product uh, for for us. I think that's my opinion, sir, about AI.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Hi, Jaya. Jaya is our operation manager. Okay. Thanks to Anugraph. Okay, our academic director. Right. Yeah. So, Jaya, you have any sharing for that?
Hello, good evening, Professor Patrick, and good evening, everyone. And about the ethical challenge to AI in making decision in Indonesia, yeah. And I think, as we know that Indonesia is largest in the world for the Muslim country, and the integration for the artificial intelligence, or we call AI, to the international management practice in Indonesia.
Mm.
We have faced a range of ethical challenges, right? Particularly calling data bias and the transparency, like so the business increasing rely on the AI to enhance the decision-making process, and it is crucial to address these issues to ensure ethical compliance and maintain the stakeholder trust. And the important things here in Indonesia is about trust. So this is very, very critical. And about the data bias, yeah, I think for the AI system, often learning from the historical data, yeah, which is may reflect some bias. For example, like if we are use an AI model for the recruitment, yeah, is training or for and the data for our favor certain ethnic groups and genders, like we have now, like HubSpot maybe, yeah, that's that's like collecting data like the customer segmentation for the ethnic groups and genders. It may be perpetuate this bias and future hiring decision. This could lead to discrimination against the underrepresented groups in Indonesia's workforce. Is the first point. And for the impact on the decision making, I think the uh, bias for the AI decision making can be profound. And in international management context, we know that the algorithm could affect market entry strategies. Yeah, and also about the customer segmentation and also resource allocation decision. And I think here the important thing is about the resource allocation decision, which we know that Indonesia is contains many of the island, yeah,
Yes.
about thousands island, and here many of the companies I see that they are fail to recognize that and mitigate the bias about our uh, uniqueness about the islands. That's what I see. Okay, I give back to Professor Patrick.
Okay, yeah. So quite interesting, okay, because Indonesia, thank you, Jaya. Okay, yes, the Indonesia is big, right? So and the AI, although it's able to help a lot, but without a control, and this is very difficult to managing the policy in Indonesia. At the same time, it will lead to mispractice, right? So I think this is a very important that we can we need to take care of that. Okay, yeah. So we always say that AI is good or bad, right? So double-edged sword. So we need to make sure that we know how to apply, we use it properly. Okay, good. Yeah. So next question is what way can AI-driven tools optimize inventory production process in multinational corporation, okay, by forecasting demand. Okay, so maybe I can take this question. Yes, there's a lot of way for us to forecast using AI, right? One is a data-driven, we call it data-driven demand forecast as a effective inventory production management. I think we need to make sure that we know what is the demand, right? So that we don't overproduce or underproduce the goods. So yes, the AI-driven forecast will be very useful. The other one is they make use of the machine learning model, right? Because we all know that the machine learning model, we are able to collect the data from time to time, right? So then if we are able to look at the different customer variable, for example, identify the pattern, the timing, especially the feedback for the customer and whether they think that the price is too high, right? Pricing strategy. That's how we mentioned, and also especially the local holiday time, like we just passed the Chinese New Year, right? So all the different seasoning have different demand. and we can feed into the learning system so that the machine learning algorithm can advise us in terms of the inventory or the production. This is very good. And then the other one is that we call optimizing the inventory allocations. Assume that you have the international business, right? So that you have a production, then which country you should shift to, right? So which one have higher profit? So all these things, the AI can help you. Of course, we mentioned about the cost efficiency, right? What is the best um, we call best components, right? Or the production management, so that we can able to achieve the higher profit, right? So that is another one. And of course, we all know that okay, company want to reduce the wastage. So this is what we call sustainability and waste reduction. So in fact, AI can help by proper AI prediction, optimizing the inventory level, right? So in fact, we can able to improve the sustainability practice also, right? Yeah. So you see that this is all able to achieve by the AI. Okay, so let's look at that question, right? How can multinational corporation ensure the use of AI-driven decision align with the regulatory environment of the country? That is interesting, right? We talk about for example, in Malaysia, right? I believe Malaysia, there's a lot of regulatory control environment like country like Singapore, right? So, how can AI help company, multinational company to enter Malaysia market by using AI? Maya?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. This the AI in the AI driven for the decision making. Definitely, there. Can you hear? There are quite a
Yes,
number. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Like company like in terms of retail, like it definitely help. Say for retail, like company, they can use AI to anticipate some consumer behavior, optimize inventory, maybe during peak festive season, or
Mm-hmm.
will minimize some stock, Okay, in terms of manufacturing, say maybe some sales forecast with I mean like spare part, and also to reduce the inventory holding cost lah.
Mm. How
And
about
in
the
terms,
well, yeah, how about the regulatory, like for government law, the government restriction, right?
uh,
So before we enter into Malaysia market, I believe there's certain law and requirement from the government, right? We must fulfill. For example, in the education industry.
uh, yeah, for AI type of AI driven technology in Malaysia currently,
Mm,
in terms of the environment is definitely welcome by
mm,
the Malaysian government,
mm,
cause everyone is looking at that. Even though in Malaysia we also have a ministry called economic planning one. We also have
mm,
online training, for those who are interested, for the public, not only for the public, for the public, for the people of for Malaysian to learn some basic knowledge about what is AI, and
mm,
it's a government-driven initiative to encourage the public to know what is AI. And then
mm,
we have a short training like this. I mean, it's free to all to all Malaysian. You can join the training for about 45 minutes to two level, 45
oh,
minutes one level. Then after that,
right.
you're given an e-certificate, by the government.
Oh, very good.
So this is some of the thing that the Malaysia initiative to encourage the public and to welcome AI-driven company, not only in fintech but also like in AI-driven company, those who can introduce new technology to Malaysia.
Oh, okay. So there's no control, no regulatory
Yeah,
restriction, right?
not specific, not in specific yet, but only the crypto, definitely need regulation, but in AI, I do not think so. All right.
Mm.
Yeah, sure.
Right, right.
Thank you.
So by using AI, right? So we can also check out the requirement for Malaysia, like for example, like Hong Kong, Indonesia, right? So the AI actually able to show us about the legal compliance law, right, in particular area, because I realize it actually AI also have widely providing the law, the knowledge, in the legal aspect, right? Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, so our last question. Okay, yeah. So can AI driven decision-making tools effectively identify and manage geopolitical and economy risks? Okay, that can impact us, right? So do you think so? And do you think that the how can we make use of it? Okay, he's talking about using AI to look at the economy risks. Let's say, for example, right? So if you want to enter to China market, right? So how can you make use of the AI to assess the current economy risk in China, for example? Do you think AI can provide that? Bruno, you're in Hong Kong, right? You're near China than us. So do you think that AI able to give us the analysis of the current China economy situation?
Okay. Like I said, before for others questions, I would say that data is always the a major part. I would say an important part for the AI, that how we use, and then how we uh to get this answer for those purpose. And first of all, I also like I would like to use my own experience to do all those things to answer this question. And the first thing first is I'm in Hong Kong, and then I actually using quite a lot of AI. I will use for the AI inside, like in the overseas, like ChatGPT, or even for Perplexity, we have mentioned before. And then even in China, we have Doubao, we have another called Shanyan, but I don't remember the English name. And then one is, of course, is DeepSeek. So during this kind of AI stuff, actually you can consider in two things. The first thing is, how do they get those kind of data? How do they get those kind of data? It must be with some reason. Maybe it's bad in the company they have, or the things that they hold. And the second thing is, do they actually understand the legal? I will not say that we are going too deep about the legal way, but I will consider that while we are doing like business models, or while we're doing like a business plan, we also need to understand the past talk, right? One is called economic, one is called politicals, geometries, technology. All those analysis you might need during the difference of AI, and the difference item will be by doing so. Like you're using a DeepSeek, you might learn a little bit more in China, or in Doubao, you might need a little more in Doubao, in China. And that you are using Perplexity will be a little bit more in actually I believe they are using Google to search all the items. So I will consider that there will be more for the overseas side. So in this moment of time, or this decision making tools, I will consider for the first thing. But for the first thing is, yes, it would be a impact for the global operation. Yes, that's true for my own opinion. And how exactly we're going to do this? And this is the part that I'm going to share my experience. So sorry to put this so late. I'm actually doing different businesses or doing marketing in different platform. Okay, we use platform like social media, in Facebook, like in Instagram or in LinkedIn, and we never speak about how we use about 小红书, the web note, right? The webbook or web note, and or Douyin, not the TikTok, is the different versions for the China. And then I got started I get started by all those things. Yeah, while we are using Facebook, we need to know the minimum age. Yeah, because in Hong Kong, you do marketing in Facebook or on Facebook, the minimum age is like 18 or something. However, in Indonesia or in Thailand, you need to be higher. You cannot set like 18. If you set like 18, the Facebook will not let you to do so. And the similar thing will be happening in the Douyin or Xiaohongshu. Those kind of things will be also having like a blog to you if you are not inside the advertisement policy, or like what I said before, like about the data or about the privacy, about the political or about the risks. You are not going too deep to understand those kind of risks, understand those kind of thing. They will block you. They will not let you to do the advertisement. I don't mean that they will block you permanently. They will just not allow this ad to go on. And then for businesses or for marketing, you will be considered that, oh my God, that's a huge setback. So what I'm gonna do? I'm asking Doubao, I'm asking DeepSeek, I'm asking Yanbao, and then my ad finally can go up in Douyin, finally go up in the Chinese media. So that's just what we see before. We need to ask the real or the white AI. We need to see the white market or the problems that we have faced. Or those like Facebook or those like Douyin, they will tell you, but the answer is quite blurred. It's blurred. You cannot understand exactly which part that I did wrong. So you ask the AI, and then the AI, because not only you to make that mistake, so the AI will tell you, and then you can also change the strategies in order to do the right things. I would say do the right things. Yeah. So back to you. Check.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, very interesting. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So definitely by using different tools, as Bruno mentioned, right? So we're able to assess and managing different scenario, right? So coming back on that, right? So how AI can identify and manage the geopolitical and economic risk? I think there's a few way we can try, right? So I think the data analysis and pattern recognition, because we are able to look at the different information, because different country, they have always have different report, the news, right? So from that, we can do some analysis. And from them, we are able to look at the scenario, and even sometimes AI can do some simulation, right? So simulation in a sense that like if a certain trade, certain policy have changed, right? What is the impact, right? So simulation is very useful. Also, since AI keep on updating themselves, right? So we can use AI to do some real-time monitoring and risk assessment also, right? So this is what we have covered just now. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, is there any question anyone want to bring up?